So the Eratosthenes experiment data is finally in, and it's being shared out to everyone. We don't lock science behind paywalls around here. Quick recap, for the March Equinox, a group of us organized an Eratosthenes experiment. We had 15 people with 3D printer setups sign up, plus 11 who didn't have a 3D printer but said they would be willing to be a backup in case we needed to, and we'd just have to mail them a setup. I personally printed 2 extra ones and sent them to 2 flat earthers who wanted to participate. I know both of them received them. One of them submitted a measurement. The other one saw my message and left it on red and then never responded. Out of those 15 participants, we ended up with 10 measurements. And shout out to Dak on TikTok for the extra help and push with this. Originally, I was going to share the data out just to the people who requested it, but I decided to share it out to everyone by video all at once so that all people have it at the same time. And to be honest, this is way easier for me. I'm going to share the data out exactly as it was submitted. There's no filtering, no hidden gatekeeping. The goal is simple. You take the data, you decide what it shows, and you share or show us what your conclusion was with this data. Here's the data set. There's no names attached to any of these observations to keep the locations as anonymous as possible, but the person who submitted their own measurement can share whatever they want because it's theirs. You can see the latitudes here measured to the nearest 1 decimal. These are the angles each of those latitudes took, and these are photos attached for each measurement. Over on the right a little bit is a full gallery where you can see them all at once instead of one at a time. Now there are a few caveats here that everyone needs to know. The measurement highlighted in red here, number 8, this was done with a different apparatus, not the same 3D printed one. This was kind of intentional. It was to test if we could run this again in September using whatever tools people had around the house, instead of having to 3D print something. You can use this data if you want. You don't have to. It's up to you. Personally, I'm going to be using it. Then if you look at measurement 5 here, it's logged at 15 degrees. That's definitely not accurate. When I designed this print, I didn't realize how much the printer would struggle with the tiny little numbers. And to be honest, I was too lazy to redo it. So the numbers don't always print right. My guess is it's supposed to be 55. I'm going to leave it at 15 for mine since that's how the data was input. You can look at the photo here and you can judge if you want to change that number from 15. It's up to you. The last caveat is there was a design error with my model. What I did, these are all the angles of not inches, not millimeters, but the angle that the shadow would be hitting. The problem is I measured from the center of pole. So shadows don't get caused by the center of an object, they're caused by the edge of the object. So these angles were slightly off. Using this, I kind of muscled through it, and I found out that each measurement is somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 degree off. So down here, I made an adjustment for 0.3 degrees. I'm going to use this adjusted data with the 0.3 degree change for every measurement. You could go through there and see what the actual change is. Like I said, I kind of muscled through it and figured between 1/4 and 1/2 degree. And I'm just showing this to show exactly what I'm going to be doing. You can use the raw data up here or the adjusted data or muscle through it yourself because I just didn't think it through of shadows aren't caused by the center of an object, they're caused by the outside. I'm going to link this data sheet in the comments and the description of this video. If you can't click it for some reason, shoot me a message and I will send you a direct link to it. And like I've stated a couple times before, I'm asking for a posting embargo for your conclusion. Please wait until Monday, March 30th before you post what your conclusion was with this data. This is so that everyone gets a fair chance to look through the data without any influence and come to the conclusion they want on their own. Take a look through it, run your own math, come to your own conclusion, and tag me in your results. So hopefully this is quick. I'm already starting to work on a better version of this for the September equinox. The goal for September is do it globally, where anyone can participate and people can use materials they already have. I'm going to redesign this entire apparatus, change these to 5mm segments instead of degrees, and accurately get the measurement from the edge of the pole, or a 1/2-inch dowel rod will be able to fit inside this hole, and I'll modify the top screw-on adapter. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments. This will be shared out, and tag me in whatever conclusion you come to when you post or make a video, or if you just want to send me a message and be like, hey, what about this?